Hey everyone, my name is Dixon. I am at Newton Public Schools, USD 373, in Newton, Kansas, just north of Wichita, Kansas, a little bit. I am a seventh grade computer applications teacher, so that falls into the business content. I'm currently pursuing my master's of science in education. It's the extension of the career transition to teaching program, certification program that I am in. I transferred or changed career paths May of 20 or April of 2021, and I graduated my bachelor's degree in May of 2021. So it was like a month before graduation. I really kind of switched and figured out what I really wanted to do and what I was kind of passionate about. Um, Previously, it's kind of weird. Previously, I was a business education major when I first got to college. And when I went through that process, I knew I always wanted to be involved in coaching or athletic administration of some sort at the high school level. When I was in college, I switched to just business. So I took the education part out of it, just got a business degree and worked for the athletic department. Thought I was going to do that for the rest of my life. And about a month before graduation, when I was doing a bunch of interviews across the nation at a couple of different universities and athletic departments, I decided that that wasn't for me, and I really wasn't enjoying it. And I wasn't as passionate about it as I thought at that level, at least. I wasn't having that the satisfactory of helping athletes get to the next level, whatever their next step is. And so I felt like I could do a lot better of that at the high school level. So I am going to hopefully try to pursue a high school athletic director position. So that'd be a leadership position in the future, hopefully. So maybe this class will teach me a little bit about that. But so I'm continuing these classes, getting the extension of the Masters of Science in Education because it's just a couple extra credit hours, and I thought might as well, while I'm at it, might as well get it done. Plus, the little pay increase helps a little bit. So I kind of mentioned a little bit briefly about my career shift. So I went from business education originally to just business and focusing on being athletic director at the college level and learning the business side of it. And then, like I said, a month before graduation of my bachelor's degree, I decided to switch back to teaching and found out I could go through the transition to teaching program. I actually graduated from Emporia State University. So I know it's kind of a rival of Fort Hayes a little bit. So it's kind of funny. But I am looking to continue these classes and finish up in May, and then maybe start my educational administration master's degree. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe I'll take a break a little bit from some school. So I do plan on, like I said, getting a leadership position in the future, being an athletic director for the high school, hopefully for a high school in general, and kind of getting involved in coaching this year, next year, as I do that as well. Just a little bit about myself. I just got married June 4th, 2022. So last month, a little over a year ago, or a month ago. It feels like a year almost already. Got a really busy month this last month. We went on a honeymoon after our wedding. We went to Belize, went off to an island outside of Belize and kind of got to see some of the culture down there and do a lot of the water activities. It was really fun, a bunch of excursions as well. So that was a really good time. Kind of getting settled back into everyday life a little bit this last week, kind of trying to with 4th of July and all the family activities we had between both of our families. But a little bit about myself. I love to do anything sports related. I still try to work out every day. Not every day, a couple times a week. Too busy of a schedule to do it every day, but try to work out a little bit. Try to play basketball when I get the chance. I love to play golf. Um, Not very good at it, but I still love to play. I live in Wichita, Kansas, and I commute to Newton, Kansas. My wife works at Wesley. She's in the nursing industry. She's an ICU nurse, or the healthcare industry, I should say. So she's an ICU nurse at Wesley. We both love to kind of find some things to do outside as much as possible. she's a huge bookworm. I'm trying to get into that. It's kind of hard. I hate sitting still, as you can probably tell in this video a little bit. We have a puppy together, an 8-month-old golden retriever. Her name's Piper. So sometimes you'll hear her in these videos a little bit. If there's more videos throughout the semester, I'll try to keep her noise down a little bit, but she's got a mind of her own, her own little personality. Um, but other than that, the last thing here says, based on your personal experiences, identify some key characteristics of good leaders and bad leaders. Just from my personal experience, the number one thing that I can always tell if I have a good leader in front of me, or that I'm working with or working under, is communication. As long as they're communicating, things will be good. I don't think you can be a bad leader if you're over communicating. But if you under communicate, you obviously, there's going to be a lot more poor leadership taking place. I mean, I think it really affects down the line the chain of command a little bit. So, in an educational standpoint, if you have a superintendent that is trying to do stuff, change maybe the district's previous style or their past, what they're known for, and trying to get out of that and build a better community. And if they're not communicating, I mean, it's not gonna get to the principals, the building principals, and it's not gonna get to the teachers, and it's not gonna get through the paras into the students. So I really, communicating is a huge, huge characteristic of a good quality leader. Um, and on the flip side of that, it can be a negative for an example of poor leadership if they don't communicate. Some of the other things I think that excellent leaders kind of possess is the ability to stay humble and kind of relaxed in situations rather than, for lack of better words, getting a big head about what they've done and not continuing to progress forward and continuing to excel in what they're doing. They kind of fall back on, oh, this is what I've done already, so I'm good for the year. I don't need to do anything else. I think that's an example of a bad leader. I think good leaders are the ones that continue to keep pushing forward, and they're continuing to encourage everyone. And they're checking in with everyone, making sure that everyone in the whole system is on the same page to move forward. I think that's the best thing. Again, that kind of falls into communicating a little bit, but I really think that a good leader is there and willing to do some of the work as well. They're not going to ask people to do stuff that they wouldn't be willing to do. So I think that that's something good to keep in mind as well. I think poor leadership just kind of affected me in the past, just from a, a personal scenario, I guess it just would be, so one of my previous roles with athletic administration, just someone that kind of dogs on, like a leader that kind of looks down upon um, the lower level of employees, so like interns or volunteers or anyone like that. I think that that's a terrible, terrible example of a good leader. That's a terrible example of a good leader. It's really bad quality to have, is for a leader to be looking down on the ones that um, are volunteering their time or interning and trying to learn and trying to get into that industry. And it was just affected me in the athletic department role just because it kind of burned me out a little bit at a young age. Even, I mean, I graduated at 22 years old, and I'd already made a career change. I was committed to that career originally, but I was burned out because of the poor leadership that I kind of experienced. And I felt personally it didn't fit my style as well either. But the poor leadership was what really affected me to kind of realize that that wasn't what I was passionate about. I wasn't excited about doing that anymore. So I feel like those are some of the different experiences that I've kind of shared a little bit about some of the characteristics of good leaders and bad leaders. I look forward to hearing from all of you, and I'm excited for this course, hopefully to teach us a little bit more in regard to leadership and what to kind of expect from our building leaders in each of our individual owned schools. So good luck this summer, and as always, I really hope to work with all of you. Thank you so much.